everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your September 2019 general reading for all signs. Let's really create an awesome space for healing and integration and rising from any ashes that we feel we have come into over the past summer. I hope that you can feel the intense scrutinizing energy of all of the retrogrades sort of beginning to subside here. I hope you're finally kind of being able to see a path through and a light at the end of the tunnel of some of the struggles, because it really is there for us. The Virgo stelliums coming in and some of the really tense configurations in September can truly make way for you to process through some of the flotsam and jetsam energetically that we've been going through. Before I get too deep into everything, everyone, I want to give a bit of an explanation of how things are working this month. So all of your individual sign readings, Scorpio, Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, all of them will be over on Patreon just like last month. Those will be linked below individually in the description box. They are already available as we speak, and they're so great. Some of the most, connected, well-honed readings in a long time. So I hope you'll get the chance to check those out over on Patreon. Also, my website is now available, skyesoteric.com. I have a new Essence Sphere blog. I have a lot of really great new free content over there as well. And it's so beautiful. It's so fun. It's a great new way to book private readings with a calendar. And there's just a lot of really fun stuff over there. So I hope you'll get the chance to check that out. And lastly, my new ebook Moon Symbols is now up for pre-order on both Gumroad and Amazon. So you can check the links below to do that. If you purchase it on Gumroad, you get a pre-order incentive. And if you purchase it on Amazon, it is just the ebook. So whichever you are more interested in, you can check out. It's all laid out over on Gumroad and Amazon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your support during this time of really changing things up for me. It has been extremely transitional. And I know that for you all, it's the same. Like, everybody is so transitional right now and kind of changing up the way that they do things, the way that they navigate their life. It is drastically different than what we've been through for the last 4 or 5 years. The energy that we step into in September is like a segue. It's like a transitioning segue away from who we once were. So we have to kind of, put our seatbelts on, and we have to kind of grip what it is that we want. This isn't really the time to just do the tried and true, old-fashioned, easy, passive thing. This is the time to grip the new, innovative chance, leap of faith, moving through faith in yourself, trust in yourself. First and foremost is the most important thing in moving into this energy. Okay, guys, so we are going to be talking a little bit about the astrology, tarot, and general intuitive messages about the month of September. First of all, some of the most overwhelming and active, tense configurations are here in this month. We've had the retrogrades, we've had things coming in which have felt difficult or heavy, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Mercury, Uranus, have all been retrograde, Jupiter as well, and that has really made us look back. It's really made us accept the past. It's really made us look into our own motivations. But what happens in September is more of catalyst energy. It's more of, quicker acting, quicker resolving energy. These transits don't last so long, but they really create an immediate, obvious effect on us. And the first one that I will talk about is what I am terming the Origami Signature. Okay, and I'm going to make a specific video about Origami Signature. This is happening on September 5th exactly, but it's stretching out probably till about November of echo energy. And what is echo energy? It's when you have a potent, quick transit that involves outer and inner planets, and the energy sticks for a period of time after the exact transit. So it's going to echo until about November, but it's exact on September 5th. And I'll probably pop that up on the screen right now and speak a little bit about it here. So Origami Signature is basically a mutable T-square between the Virgo stellium, consisting of Venus, Mercury, Sun, Mars, Jupiter conjunct Moon in Sagittarius, and then Neptune in Pisces. And what is creating an origami signature out of it is the trines to the Virgo stellium from Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. So what this does is this folds and increases the energy in a way that there are a lot of layers in our life. Any specific compounded issues we've been having are multi-layered. And I'm not just saying like a few layers here, there are infinite layers to what we're going through. The past and the deep past is implicated here in the sense that there is a catalyst to overcome that or create something beautiful from that. Neptune, Jupiter, Sun, Venus, all implicated. So we're creating art out of the layered dimensions of our past and catalyzing forward out of it. Again, I'm going to make a specific video on Origami Signature, but this is just a small piece of the puzzle in September toward the energy that we are going through. And I just cannot fit everything about Origami Signature into one video. Gosh, guys, we'd be talking for 2 hours before we got through like the tarot and everything else. So mark your calendars for September 3rd. It'll either be the 2nd or the 3rd of September when the Origami Signature video comes out. I'll do a premiere for it and everything, so we'll get another chance to kind of all come together in community there. It's so incredible though. Can you guys kind of feel that energy? Like you can kind of feel everything kind of creasing together and you're pulling it out and there's like this beautiful shape of existence that comes on. I know that's very deep, but laugh through it. You know, that's one thing that I always suggest for these like heavy, especially mutable T-square energies or cross energies when you've got like Sagittarius and Pisces and Virgo. You know, these signs can have good humor. So how can you kind of laugh through, you know, some of the more heavy things that you've been going through or create something beautiful? Artists are having a great time right now, you know, and you know, sometimes for artists to have great times, they have to kind of go through something difficult for like their muse or whatever. But as I was saying in my like August total Zodiac video, not a great time for artists to not have their paintbrush or musicians to not have their instrument. You want to have a method of channeling any energy that comes through. And truly anything can become artistic during this time. So you could be an accountant or you could be, you know, a teacher or anything, and what you create in your job or in your priorities, it becomes very artistic and beautiful. So try to channel through art and try to channel through beauty in whatever way that you can. All right. Astrologically, also this month we have the obviously Jupiter square Neptune, which is part of this Origami Signature, but once the Origami Signature passes, we will still have strong Jupiter-Neptune squares, which I made a specific video on. That'll be in the top right-hand corner of the video right now. That is, again, honing our artistic sense, but also helping us to understand, hopefully, what is and is not real in our life. So Jupiter and Neptune both have a connection to the sign of Pisces, as Jupiter was the traditional ruler of Pisces before Neptune was discovered, and now Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So we're dealing with, you know, fantasy. We're dealing with the unreal world, the ethereal world, the spiritual world, and they're squared off. So we have two versions of what our inner world and our ethereal world look like that could potentially be clashing. So clash of motivation, clash of spiritual effectiveness, indecisiveness, not knowing exactly what we want, feeling afraid that we don't know exactly what we want, seeing ourselves pursuing something that is not what we want, the reaction to knowing that we spent many, many years placing all of our energy into something that we knew wasn't right the whole entire time. There are like realizations in September as to why we're anxious, you know, why we're paranoid, why we're depressed, why we're unhealthy. Like, wow, I've been putting all of my energy into something that I just convinced myself was what I wanted, but I never did. And we can take on harsh dialogue during this time as we have this Virgo stellium. And Virgo can be one of the harshest, most like swords energy signs, even though it's an earth sign, which is correlated with the Pentacles suit in tarot. It truly can be like very strong King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy because of its rulership from Mercury. So yes, we can really have this keen awareness of where we went wrong or where others went wrong. Another thing that I have seen in Abundance is people just really getting on to each other, like people not being satisfied with each other, nitpicking, obsessive compulsive nagging. This is always potential when there's a Virgo stellium. This doesn't mean that all Virgos are nagging, obsessive compulsive people, not at all, but it is a side, a face, shall we say, of the Virgo archetype, because it's all about the small details, it's all about the subtle details. You know, we're going through Virgo season in the beginning of September, and you know, it's very easy to see what's wrong. I definitely challenge you this month in September to see what's right, see the subtle details of what is right, because we have Jupiter direct in Sagittarius now, which simply put does not tolerate pessimism very well. The pessimists and even the pragmatists of the world see a bit of a tougher time when Jupiter is direct, specifically in its later degrees of Sagittarius. This happens once every 12 years. And you want to embrace optimism if you can. You really do. Especially when Neptune goes direct too. It's retrograde right now, and in November it goes direct. So when we have both of those direct together, Neptune is also a sign about optimism, or sorry, a planet about optimism. Through November and leading up to Jupiter in Capricorn, we want to embrace prepared optimism. Okay, so most likely we're heading towards a recession in early to mid 2020. And I'm not just speaking economically, it could be, but we will be pulling back a little bit once Jupiter moves into Capricorn. You know, this is far off advice. But starting in September of 2019, we want to begin optimistically preparing for having less or receding a bit as we move into really gargantuan Capricorn energy of 2020. So yes, good to start the savings account now. Good to start saving more now. We don't want to take from ourselves, because with Jupiter direct in Sagittarius, again, over saving, overt frugality, you know, taking too much away from yourself, that's also not good. But we want to start putting things back, or we want to start preparing with optimism that I'm going to be okay, you know, through whatever happens. And we've got to have fun too. So also, what is happening in this month astrologically, we have this Chiron retrograde in Aries. Lovely to see it. And Uranus retrograde in Taurus too, which, I mean, we've had going on for a little bit of time now. We have to think about our beginnings here. Okay, so we, aside from the planets Chiron and Uranus, these are the two first signs of the zodiac, Aries and Taurus. So the beginning energy, you know, new beginnings, leaps of faith, they're retrograde. So we want to be prepared for new beginnings and give them to ourselves to some degree, but we have to really think about how we spend on new beginnings, time, money, energy, so on and so forth, because there's an activation of what that looks like for us. We have to be a little bit careful, but not overly careful. And you can kind of see moving towards Libra time toward the end of the month, how we are really forced almost to step into balance, you know, integration. Some of you guys might have seen the pick a card reading that I did last week, where Temperance came up as the number 2 card, and I think that we really have to sit with that energy of Temperance in the tarot and true understanding. You know, no excuses for, you know, going crazy with pessimism or choosing not to think about the future. We really have to be balanced, and we can, okay? Another thing that I love about September, and I feel as an intuitive message for September, is the health of it. So despite a tendency toward pragmatic, obsessive-compulsive categorization of what is or is not wrong, our bodies can really codically reset themselves here, which is a beautiful thing. So chronic illnesses can really start to subside. Likewise, with that energy, there's a potential for them to get worse too. But our actions, our self-loving actions, our ability to segue, to transition, to not get forced and concentrated into something that we know isn't right, those will help the body to heal too. Virgo is a great health sign. It's the 6th house. It deals with everyday health, everyday routine, everyday work. So the answers to our questions regarding those things will be answered here, as we have such a concentration of Virgo energy, all right? And such a great opportunity for having the answers. You know, Virgo's like the best test taker. It's like the best studier. It's so mentally sharp and keen. the answers are here to your questions. All right. And you have to have faith in that. You have to have faith that this isn't a question mark month. This isn't a time where I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue how things are turning out. We know. You know what you need to do. And you need to have that self-confidence. Modesty and self-confidence combine in September and look really, really good. I'm not talking overt frugality. I'm not talking like extreme modesty, but like the ability to hold back and adapt while honing your self-confidence comes together to create this incredible person, this incredible selfhood, all right? So definitely look into that, all right? And be confident in yourself. The insecurity should subside, all right? The volatility, the unsureness of if I'm good enough, if I can, actually do this business, if I can actually, do what I want to do in life. Yeah, I can. It's like, yeah, there's just a simplicity, like a period. No question marks, no ellipses, no lack of punctuation. There's just a period, like, yeah, that's where I am right now. That's who I am, and that's what it is. And I just love it about the September Virgo Libra energy. Progress, action, stable, secure, earthy action. It's so great. All right. Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and get into some of the tarot messages for the month of September. I'm just going to pull out my deck here and do a bit of pre-shuffling before I look into the cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle here. I want to understand just more about the path of moving through this time and understanding how we can really combine that modesty and self-confidence into a stronger personality, into a stronger sense of selfhood. I also want to see how we can adapt easier and how we can have more validation of what the correct steps are through this transition, because it's not so obvious for everyone. What are the steps of moving through? I just kind of want a whole picture, a big picture kind of painted of what we are experiencing and what we're going through. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the cards. Okay, and the first thing coming up is the Eight of Cups reversed. I really love this energy to come in because I think that it does a good job of depicting the fact that there are things that we need to walk away from, but it's not about escaping. It's not about escapist fantasy. It's not about leaving behind all of the progress that we have made. There is a middle ground, a balanced, integrated understanding of, yes, I can't keep doing this in that way. I can't keep up with, all of this minutia that I've been going through. But at the same time, the key is not to just run screaming the other direction. Because Eight of Cups reversed is about, really validating that running away, walking away needs to be second guessed. There needs to be a lot of cognition about what am I walking away from? Why am I walking away from it? Yet the archetype of walking away is still there, in Eight of Cups. So I think that everyone just really needs to think clearly about, what am I walking away from? What do I need to walk away from? And what can I take with me? What do I need to help me through this transition? It doesn't have to be black and white. This is the Virgo energy, and there's a similarity to Scorpio energy, but this isn't complete transformation. This isn't necessarily bleak, volatile, black or white changes, walking away from everything and moving on from a blank slate. No, we're able to take the positives, we're able to take the things that we need and apply them to a blank slate is really the key with this energy. Okay, card number 2 coming up is the Wheel of Fortune. I love it. So Major Arcana coming in. We have Jupiter direct now in Sagittarius. There is good luck here. There is a wave to ride. There is, good karma available. Karma in general available. And you want to watch out for taking too many risks. Watch out for high risk, high reward mentality. And some people can get a benefit from that, gambles that pay off, winning the lottery, those types of things may come through here, but just watch out for that perspective, because in order for one person to win the lottery, a lot of people have to lose it, so you don't want to bet everything that you have right now. I also like the Wheel of Fortune because it reminds me of the Origami Signature. It reminds me, I don't know, something of in the art and the visual depictions. So to me, that's just a validation that there is common ground in humanity, and you can maybe speak with other people or relate to other people or um, find a sense of social connection within this. It's not such a solitary, disconnected time. There are people around and there are lines to draw. There are commonalities to share with other people. So I think that you can find positivity and expansion in that. And if you can embrace a really good work ethic, which, as I was saying, is what Virgo time especially is all about, you can really make a fortune here. You can get the idea, generate the outcome, understand what you need to do to generate a great fortune for yourself, whether that's financial or, just emotional fortune. All of that is at our fingertips here. Okay, and the third card coming up for this September is the Knight of Wands reversed. Interesting. I think that it's important not to be too impulsive, especially with Wheel of Fortune here. Knight of Wands is very indicative of Jupiter and Sagittarius, and it's just gone direct. So we want to maybe have a little bit of time in September to contemplate, a bit of time in quiet reflection, and a good decision-making process and logic about anything that's too quick, anything that's too sudden. Because Knight of Wands reversed, like, don't be too impulsive. Don't be too spendthrift. You want to have maybe a three-step decision-making process on, like, big expenditures, whether this is time, money, change. You want to think, okay, how do I feel about it today? How do I feel about it tomorrow? Because it's really easy to maybe just suddenly change or, write the check or do the impulsive thing. And again, kind of like Eight of Cups reversed, there's going to be a degree of impulse with Knight of Wands regardless. There's going to be a degree of, okay, sudden change, sudden motivation, but it is reversed. So it's coming in a roundabout way, and we have to be careful about overdoing that. We don't want to be too trigger happy with our intentions and our changes. They need to be well formed because the change is inevitable, so we might as well formulate it well, if that makes sense. But there's fun with that. I like Knight of Wands, regardless of whether it's upright or reversed, it's fun. It's more fun. It's more lighthearted. It's more adventurous, too. So don't deny yourself adventure. Don't deny yourself expansion. All of those things are here, and I just really love the intuitive and tarot messages that are coming up. I think that it's very descriptive and very clear on how we need to move forward. So, just wrapping that up, it's like don't over prioritize escaping or escapist fantasies yet. What do you need to walk away from? There's luck for you. You can kind of take a leap of faith. You can take a chance, a well-formulated chance, and that is fun and adventurous. You just don't want to do it too impulsively. You want it to be well-formulated. The adaptive ability of Knight of Wands is strong. It's a very adaptable energy. So we all have to embrace adaptability to some degree and prepare to embrace ourselves through that process. So I absolutely love the messages that have come up here, everyone. I could talk and talk and talk about it because September is one of the most incredible months in the year for change and rising from the ashes and moving forward after a heavier time. So anyway, everyone, I will have the video specifically about the Origami Signature coming out on September 2nd. So be sure to check back to my channel on that day for more insight on that specifically. And if you guys wanted to see your September 2019 reading for your sign specifically, going week by week with a tarot card for each week, you can go to my Patreon page, which I will pop up on the center of the screen right now, and it will also be below in the description box. So you guys can definitely click the center of your screen to jump over there. And all of the information about social media, my new ebook, finding other readings, that's all going to be below in the description box. I'm wishing you guys so much love and light for September. Be sure to be subscribed. Your likes and comments make my day. We'll be talking soon. Much love. Bye.